In 2016, Apple made a move that shocked the world. They removed the headphone jack from the iPhone 7 with no warning, no apology. Fans were outraged, memes exploded. Headlines screamed, Apple has gone too far. All for what? A clunky $9 adapter or a strange new product no one asked for? Back then, people loved looking at AirPods. They look like electric toothbrush heads. You lose them in a week. But Apple wasn't joking. Fast forward to 2023, and AirPods alone generated a staggering $18.3 billion. To put that in perspective, that's more than Spotify at $14 billion, more than Nintendo $12 billion, more than Airbnb $10 billion. A product born out of controversy now earns more than entire tech giants. And it's just one accessory in Apple's lineup. This wasn't just innovation, it was a masterstroke in product design, pricing psychology, and vertical integration. Hi everyone, this is the story of how Apple turned a pair of wireless earbuds into a multi-billion-dollar business empire and changed the future of audio forever. When Apple launched the iPhone 7 without a headphone jack, people were stunned. Who even need wireless earbuds? Why fix what isn't broken? Analysts were skeptical, users were angry, competitors mocked the decision, but Apple wasn't just removing a port, it was placing $1 billion bet on the future. That bet, it was nothing but force users to enter into the wireless world, but only on Apple's terms, and it worked spectacularly. By 2023, Apple had shipped an estimated 550 million pairs of AirPods globally. Yes, that's 500 million earbuds in just 7 years. Even the complaints turned profitable. In 2019 alone, people spent $700 million just replacing lost AirPods. Think about that. A product that's easy to lose became a recurring revenue machine. Apple didn't just sell audio gear. They removed the free, wired AirPods and replaced them with a premium, recurring product line, one that turned a time cost into a wireless goldmine. AirPods didn't just grow, they ignited into a wireless revolution. In 2017, just a year after launch, AirPods brought in $1.76 billion in revenue. By 2018, that number had nearly doubled to $3.2 billion, marking an 82% year-over-year growth. This momentum didn't stop. In 2020, sales rocketed past $10.1 billion, then climbed to $14.5 billion in 2022. And in 2023, AirPods generated an estimated $18 billion, a 24% jump in just a single year. What started as a niche accessory has now turned into a core revenue driver. By 2023, AirPods contributed around 5 to 7% of Apple's total revenue, a staggering feat for a product many once saw as optional. In 2023, AirPods alone made more money than Spotify, Nintendo, or Airbnb. They even out-earned DoorDash, Shopify, and OpenAI, which at that time was valued at around $4 billion. In terms of market share, Apple dominates. In the US wireless earbud market, AirPods hold a 34% share and about 19% globally. In cities like New York or Bangalore, spotting AirPods is as common as spotting coffee cups or even face masks, and the growth is far from over. Some forecasts say that by 2030, AirPods could become a $45 billion per year business, making it Apple's third largest product line behind only the iPhone and Mac. That means the humble white earbud could soon generate more revenue than the entire laptop divisions. Apple didn't just create a product, it engineered a category. Well, AirPods are no longer just a piece of tech. They've become a cultural icon. Walk through any airport, office, gym, or city street, and you'll spot them instantly. Those sleek, white stems peeking out of the ears. What began as a wireless alternative has transformed into a visual status symbol, signaling someone who's on a call, deep in thought, or just wants to be left alone. The design, minimalist, wireless, all white, wasn't just functional, it was intentionally aspirational. What Apple pulled off was more than a hardware sale. They sold a fashion accessory, a social cue, and a lifestyle badge. Parents brought them for teenagers. Professionals used them as part of their daily look. Influencers featured them in content. This cultural saturation created a self-reinforcing loop. The more people saw AirPods, the more they wanted them. And the more people wanted them, the more it drove sales, fueling the revenue engine further. The question is, are AirPods just popular because they are sleek and wireless? Not at all. Their success goes far beyond design. AirPods are part of Apple's larger playbook that blends ecosystem control, pricing psychology, and subtle obsolescence, turning a $129 product into a multi-billion-dollar recurring revenue engine. The first pillar of Apple's strategy is ecosystem lock-in. So what is ecosystem lock-in? And how do AirPods use it? Hear this out. AirPods are engineered to work best only within the Apple universe. They auto-pair with the iPhones, switch between devices like iPads and Macs, pause when you remove them, and activate Siri just by saying, "Hey Siri." These perks aren't available on Android. They are Apple only, and that's intentional. Once you own an iPhone and AirPods, switching to Android feels like a downgrade. This is called the halo effect, where each Apple product makes the others more valuable. So AirPods aren't just selling sound, they are buying long-term loyalty. The second pillar is pricing psychology. You often have thought of, why are AirPods so expensive? Is Apple just charging a premium for the logo? Well, to tell you, it's smarter than that. Apple uses pricing psychology, a tactic called anchoring. Here's how it works. AirPods Max cost $549. That's more than 45,000 rupees. AirPods Pro are $249. That's more than 21,000 rupees. And standard AirPods, $129. That's over 11,000 rupees. When people see the $549 version, that's 45K version, the $129, that's 11K one, feels more affordable by comparison. Even though it's still premium priced, this pricing tier lets Apple tap into different buyer mindsets: status driven, value seeking, or tech obsessed. Each tier validates the others. Next is what many called as planned obsolescence. We often think, why AirPods don't last long? Is that intentional? That's the controversial part. Apple doesn't call it planned obsolescence, but here's the reality. AirPods have sealed batteries that degrade in 2 to 3 years. Repairing them is rare. Most people just replace them. In 2019, customers spent $700 million just replacing lost or broken AirPods. Even losing one bud costs $69 to replace, and AppleCare doesn't cover it. That's not just hardware, it's a cash machine disguised as an inconvenience. But guess what? Apple isn't just selling AirPods as a product. They are building a wearable tech platform. AirPods already support Apple's Audio OS, connect to Siri, and soon will power new experiences. Apple is testing features like hearing test, blood oxygen monitoring, and audio-based augmented reality to integrate with products like the Vision Pro headset. Each AirPod could eventually become a wearable health tracker, not just a music device. And all this creates a recurring loop. Once you are in, you often buy new models every few years, purchase extra charging cases, stay subscribed to Apple Music or Fitness Plus, because AirPods make those services better. Each AirPod isn't just hardware, it's a gateway to Apple's entire money-making machine. Well, it's a classic example of razor and blades model. The AirPods are the razor, and the real money comes from everything that follows: accessories, replacements, and subscriptions. Indeed, what began as a small add-on, a pair of wireless earbuds, became a $18 billion a year empire. AirPods were never just an accessory, they were Apple's silent weapon, turning convenience into commitment, audio into ecosystem, and every lost bud into repeat revenue. And that's the real lesson. Apple didn't just build a product, they designed an entire system. One that keeps user coming back, upgrading, subscribing, and staying loyal. That's more than a success story. It's a strategic blueprint. And that is it for today. Thanks for watching, and remember, every story has lessons waiting to be discovered. See you in the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Bye-bye.